Roy was just wondering, were you by any chance informed about the PGA Tour statement that went out about your incident Saturday?
Yeah, I just was informed of it. No, I didn't know about it until I just signed my card.
And what is it? How do you react to?
Yeah,
something
I
like
mean, look, I came in here yesterday after hearing about what Patrick had been through on the 10th hole, sort of giving him the benefit of the doubt because I just went through a similar thing on 18 yesterday. I hit a 5-iron for a layup. It sort of got caught up in the wind and ballooned, and it landed beside 3 volunteers, but they didn't see it. So the 3 guys were searching for the ball as I got there. We took a while it took maybe a minute and a half to find it. And then when one of the guys found it, he said, well, no one saw it. So I basically did the same thing as Patrick did. I said, well, I'm going to just check if it's embedded. And I just saw the video of it, because none of them saw it bounce. So I checked if it was embedded, and it was in its pitch mark. I mean, I took the ball out and there was a lump of mud on it, and it had broken the surface. So I said to Roy Sabatini, look, this ball's embedded, and he said, yeah, no problem at all. He had one on 15 that he had an embedded ball on 15 down the right side. So I basically just said to him, look, this ball's embedded. He said, yeah, no worries at all. I took relief and proceeded on.
Were you surprised that a ball bounced and got embedded? Have you ever
I
seen
mean,
that before?
I don't. So from what happened, as everyone knows, if a ball bounces up and comes to rest in a pitch mark or in a lie that's not the pitch mark that it made, then of course it's very hard for it to be embedded. But I feel the way my ball was definitely in its own pitch mark. It had to be, that was why I was so confident to take relief and do what I did.
After you saw did you see the video of Patrick's shot landing? Very
Yeah.
similar to yours.
Yeah.
So the exact same kind of thing.
I mean, I guess so. Look, again, I said to you guys afterwards yesterday, I said, look, I haven't seen the video yet, but it's not uncommon for someone to put a tee down on the ground and check if their ball's embedded, especially in soft conditions. So, I was sort of given, without seeing that video, giving Patrick the benefit of the doubt because it seemed to me like it was a bit of a storm in a teacup. You're trying to deal with the info that you have at that time, and the info that Patrick had at that time was the ball hadn't bounced, and the info I had at that time was the same. And I went down and, on my life, that ball of mine was plugged. It was in its own pitch mark. So, I took relief, and again, I went on from there.
If I can ask about your game this week going into next week, I don't know how much you know about next week, but do you have confidence with the idea that you can maybe be a little bit more aggressive? Not overpower, but
yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on some truer greens. As the PUA gets soft here, obviously it gets a little bumpy, and you start to just make some really tentative strokes. And I sort of started to do that over the weekend here, and yeah, obviously it was a disappointing finish. I wish I had I got it to 9 under early. And then seeing where 9 under is now, I think it's tied second at the minute. Those 3 shots I dropped in the back 9 were pretty costly. But I'm seeing some good signs of my golf, but still some things I need to work on.
Rory, considering what happened to you and Patrick, perception is a lot out here on the PGA Tour. Do you think that you think this will be a reminder for players, or maybe even force players to be more cautious, bring more rules officials in if there's something like this, or not?
Yeah, I mean, look, if Patrick brought a rules official in and I didn't, so there's never, I don't think I've ever had an issue before with the rules, or if it's been a long time. I remember my first trip at Augusta with the bunker on 18 back in 2009. But look, I like everyone out here, I mean, it's the worst thing in golf to be labeled as someone that tries to get away with something, or labeled a cheater, and that's just not how you want your reputation to be. Even going back to the PGA Championship at Harding Park last year, I got relief because someone stepped in my ball, but I didn't feel right because the lie that I had was way worse than the lie that I would have been given. So I give myself a worse lie to just try to be fair to the field and the tournament in general. So I've never tried to get away with anything out here. And, I think I said at the time, in golf, you'd rather be on the wrong side of the rules than the right side of them, because that's just what our game's about. Our game is about integrity, and it's about, doing the right thing. And, I always try to do the right thing, and hopefully people see that. And, I feel like I have a reputation of that. And, yesterday was one of those things that I guess Patrick and I both went on the information that we had, and made those determinations. And I guess people can jump to conclusions, but at the same time, we were, I guess, well within our rights to do what we did. And I don't know. I mean, my ball was certainly plugged on 18. Patrick felt his ball was plugged on 10, and we proceeded on from there. Thank you.